Are you interested in doing line charts inside of SharePoint? If you are, this video is for you. I'm going to show you how you can do this really easily and have the ability to change the appearance of your line charts according to however you want that to look. You can change the colors, the backgrounds, the borders, the text, everything about it. I'm going to show you in this video. So now let's get SharePoint smart. All right, here I am in SharePoint Online, and we're going to be taking a look at 10 different examples of line charts in SharePoint, and we'll just walk right through it. All you need to be able to get the charts that I'm showing is a regular out-of-the-box SharePoint list. And we need to begin by looking at the data. So these line charts depend on a single row of data per chart that you're going to show. My examples, I'm showing a monthly sales number. So I've got the title, which is used as the label of the chart. And then in this case, I've got columns, which I named Jan for January, Feb for February, and so forth. I've got the 3-letter month names running January through December. I use currency fields since I'm doing dollars in this case, but you can, of course, use numbers. And of course, you can use whatever columns you want for whatever it is that you're tracking. So let's look at what we can do with that data in our chart examples. So we'll look at just different look and feel options in terms of how we can adjust the scale of the chart and that type of thing. As you can tell, I've got a couple of rows of data, so we have different things set. In this case, we're using large icons as point markers on my line chart, and then I've got labels to show the numbers above each of those. Then we're just using a gray background. So this is just one way that you might make that look, and then of course we see the scale on the left hand side. And then in my next one, this is more of a light background, and notice that the text is a little bit different. We don't use labels on this one, but I've still got those point markers. Notice also ever so slightly there is a curve to the line, and this is a setting when you set up your charts, and I'm going to show you how you can adjust that. So rather than sharp edges, which is typical in line charts, you can round that out a little bit if you like that look and feel a little bit better. Okay, so here's another one. This is going more for kind of a light off-white background, and this can actually use a gradient background. So if you'll notice on the left-hand side, it's just a regular white background, but it goes to kind of more of a tan on the right side. So it's just little things that you can adjust in terms of the look and feel. And in this case, I'm showing the dollar amount marker on the label. So just showing you some different possibilities in terms of how you can make your own line charts look inside of your own SharePoint site. Next one, we're going more to a dark background. So this one is also using a gradient, but it's vertical. So we've got a light gray in the bottom, and then it goes towards black at the top. And then we're using a red line with square markers, and then this one also has labels. So a very different kind of a look, which you might like. It might stand out to your users more. This one is a blue theme, and there's something different. This shows a filled in area under the line. If you like that, if you like to see it filled in below your line, that's another possibility that you can set up. And then we've got the blue theme going for this chart overall. Next one, we'll go to the red theme. This kind of makes me think of a volcano. We've got kind of a dark burgundy for the background, and then red and orange for the chart area. So similar to the last, but more of a red theme on that one. And then in the next one, now we're going back to more of a conventional look. We've got kind of just a very light white to white green background, and then we've got a blue line with labels, and then we've got in this case, we've got plus signs for markers. It's just a different kind of a marker icon that you can do. All right, so then we'll go to the next one. Got a few different other examples to show you. This one is very similar. This is back more towards kind of a yellow theme. This is curved, and we're using kind of an asterisk marker for these, but this is kind of got, instead of the jagged edges, it's got the curves between the months. So another example of adjustments you can make to the look and feel of your chart. I've got two more examples I'm going to show you, and then we'll get into how these are set up. So in this next one, this is a blue background, and we've got a white line with orange circle markers. So that's a different kind of look. This is using a solid background color instead of the gradients that we saw in some of the other ones. And then there's one last example here. This is kind of a teal or dark green kind of look, I suppose. This has a thinner line, and then we've got the markers for the month. In this case, there are triangles. So hopefully you can see there's a lot of possibilities in terms of how you might make your charts look. In order to set something like this up, it's really easy to do. I'm going to demonstrate that by doing a sample chart for you real quick. So as I mentioned, I've just got my data here in my SharePoint list. And in order to set one of these up, I can just do save view as, I'll call it line chart 11. Okay, and then I'm going to apply this formatting template on there. So I am over at SharePoint Dashboards, and this is how you're going to be able to access this. I'll provide a link under the video. You do need to have a subscription to this tool. You can try some templates for free before doing the charting, but this only requires one license, so hopefully you will check that out. And in here, I've got many different configuration options. The first thing you should do is check out examples with these different themes. So this generally matches up with some of the things that I showed you already, but that's really just a starting point. You can make adjustments to anything about this chart that you want. I can explicitly control the height and width of the chart. So in this case, I've got it set at 400. I'm going to change that to 600. And as I change the options, my preview is going to change real time on the chart. And I can adjust the font size. Maybe I want to make that a little bit bigger to make that easier to read. You can see immediately that changes the appearance of my chart. In the bottom, you see options for the background gradient, and there are quite a few. So I can choose from all kinds of different options on there. You can just kind of try different options until you come across one that you like. There's both horizontal and vertical, either top to bottom or left to right. Let's try, oh, that's too dark. You can keep trying different options until you get something that you like. Okay, so let's do that one. And then what you'll do is put all your fields in the bottom. And in my case, it's already matched up because I have fields that are called January through December. But you can, of course, have whatever field names you want. This can use up to 20 different fields. And then once I've got everything configured the way I want, I do need to include a title, monthly sales. This is simple copy and paste. All I have to do is click this button. It'll give me a little pop-up window, and then I can jump right back over to SharePoint, and I can go to format the view, and I just drop in my template here and save, and we'll see my chart pop up. That's all there is to it. So it's really easy to get these out of SharePoint, or SharePoint dashboards, I meant to say. Okay, so how do you access these? So if you go to SharePointDashboards.com and then click Get Started, at the top you're going to see a whole bunch of different charting templates. I think there's 22 as of this video, and the particular one that we're working on is the line chart template, which is right here, but you can see there are many other charting options available to you. So you can access that at this site. If you're curious about SharePoint dashboards, you can come here and you can get started for free. There are 21 templates that are available just to get started, just to see what this tool is. And then if you want access to the charting capabilities, you just need to sign up and then you can get started using those right away. So hopefully you found that interesting. I was demonstrating a lot of different ways you can make line charts look in SharePoint. You don't have to use external tools to SharePoint in order to get something like this going. The SharePoint dashboards templates, you can just copy and paste the template right over to your SharePoint list view and it will appear immediately and you're good to go. There's all kinds of different charts that you can make. This video focused on line charts specifically, but if you check out some other videos on this channel or go to the site, you'll see that there's many different kind of charts you can make in addition to these line charts. I hope you found that useful, and I hope you're making some cool line charts in your SharePoint site soon. Good luck.